Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. So let's look at the MF3rs, MF3rs2, and MF3rs3. The RS3 has just come out. It should be released on, I think, December 24th is what Maury said, but I got an early copy, so I get to talk to you guys about it. And I thought I had a stickerless MF3rs2. I know I did. I don't know where it went. Maybe I gave it away. So real quick, I guess just an overview of the pieces, the colors. I don't know what the stickered version will have, but stickerless has a little bit darker red than what these two had, because the colors were the same on the 1 and 2. And I believe that's the only difference. A little bit darker blue as well, so more of a half bright shade instead of full bright. Now let's talk about the MF3rs3 first. I did an unboxing of it, which I'll link in the description if I remember to do that. But a couple things about this. It's a very stable puzzle. The pieces are reminiscent of the GTS3, where you have that double torpedo, but it does not feel like one at all. It feels almost more like a Tanglong as far as stability goes, and I almost want to go as far as it feels like a Yulong. It really doesn't flex too much. There are magnetic slots in here, so I expect there to be a magnetic version from Moryu that is produced. Don't know when that will be because they're not advertising it yet. And Moryu has said, I don't know the price, you'll probably find out before this video comes out, but they've said this will be probably a little more expensive than the RS2. They use a comparison that you can't expect the next iPhone to be cheaper than the current one, but usually the iPhones end up being similar price and then the old ones are cheaper. But that's an analogy that I am not going to decipher right now. So let's talk about these puzzles. Let's kind of go through different aspects of it. One is just feeling of it. As far as flexibility, it goes from very flexible, probably too flexible, to kind of middle of the road what you expect today, to very stable. This is a feeling of a puzzle you might have seen 5 years ago. It's extremely stable. With that said, it doesn't perform like a puzzle from 5 years ago. It definitely performs like a newer puzzle. But we definitely have something that's really, really, really flexible here. Not so much, and then very not much at all. This really just doesn't want to move too much. With that said, as far as magnets go, the version 1 worked really well with magnets. The version 2 also worked really well with magnets. I know some people even felt that that was the best cube on the market. Version 3, I don't know what it's going to be like with magnets. I have not tried it yet, but it's already so stable and so slow that I'm afraid of what it's going to be like. Now, with it being slow, I've tried to speed it up with different lubrications or cleaning it or different tensions, and it's still quite slow. That doesn't mean it can really hurt your times at all. If you can still turn fast, but for someone that is a faster solver, they might like something that is the version 2 or version 1 that you can turn a little bit more nicely. Now, as far as sound, you might have already heard a little bit. The version 1 was really loud and hollow. The version 2 fixed that a bit. Now, the version 3 really makes that nice. It's quite quiet. And the biggest reason I think that is there are screws in the corner piece. Why are there screws in the corner piece? No idea. They're not necessary to keep the piece together, so probably just for added weight and to make it feel more solid. But it's similar to what the GAN puzzle is, where there's screws there, but the GAN puzzle actually used the screws to keep the caps on, and this it doesn't. It's just there. So it's a little nice touch, and I could see that adding to the price a little bit. So let's kind of go through each of these in comparison. As far as speed, it's definitely like this, where the version 1 was much faster. But like I've said, that's not necessarily a good thing or bad thing. I would probably have to slow these down, but I've been trying to speed this one up. As far as corner cutting, it might actually be more like this. Now, the version 1 and 2 do corner cut well. They corner cut 45 degrees or more, depending on your tensions. So this one, I can get a little over 45. Version 2, with my tensions, I think right now it's just a little under 45. Version 3, very easily over, much over. And my tensions are actually not super loose either. Now, on that same thing about corner cutting, that doesn't mean that you won't have catches. I actually plan to make a video on why testing corner cutting that way is not really the best thing to do, because you never have the cube super stable in corner cutting. It's always a little bit off on one spot or the other, so you have to corner cut in a weird way. But that's another day. Okay, so we went over speed, went over corner cutting, went over the sound of it. What else is there? Corner twisting, which I don't really have any of those on any of these puzzles. So an overview on these, is this an upgrade from the 2? I don't think so. The 2 is definitely, I feel like, an upgrade on the 1. It feels nicer, it feels just overall like a nicer puzzle. But this just feels like a different puzzle. If you want something that is more stable and kind of nice right out of the box without needing too much adjustment, this would be the way to go. If you want something that you can magnetize, do some other things with, and consider as one of the best cubes on the market, that could be it. Version 1, still really nice, nothing wrong with it, but I find a bit flexible, especially for those starting out. And you can add magnets, but if you're going to do that, I would say you get the second one and do that with that one. And that's generally it. I think this sort of is a good overview of these 3 puzzles. Very different puzzles overall as far as what they do. And as far as design, this looks like the GTS2 with the pieces, and this looks like the GTS3. This feels a little bit like the GTS2, just more stable. This does not feel like a GTS3 at all. Like I said, it feels a little bit more like a Tanglong. Let's bring that out. So this is my old Tanglong. Similar stability and a little bit slower than other puzzles, but performs quite well. So thank you very much. Please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Hit like, subscribe for more content like this in the future, and as always, stop by speedcubeview.com for more news and reviews.